Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back again, and thanks for joining. For everybody, every subscriber, every person. In this space, what we do basically is to grow your money using real estate. That's one of the surest way in which you can grow your money. Trust me. You can go through with stocks, like I said. You can go with cryptocurrency, but the one who has proven effectiveness and more security is real estate. Take it or leave it. Hi, my name is Susan Egwonu. On this space, what we do, especially when I come on live, is to help first-time investors or even investors who are already there. You keep learning every day. I help to be able to walk through your path in real estate, especially for the first-time investors. So in this space, like I said, what we talk about basically is how to grow your money using real estate. Now, we all know, layman's language, real estate is owning properties and selling properties, but there are other ways in which you can make money through real estate without waiting at the long term. There are three ways in which you can make money through real estate. Number one is probably through land development, whereby you have to buy a piece of land, you build probably buildings for residential or for commercial, basically for commercial purpose, because you're going to have them leased out, or you're going to have them put out there probably for short-term lease or Airbnb, like a daily lease. You understand what I'm saying? Or probably you can go through land banking, which is actually what we'll be talking about today. Or you can actually just go through the same way in which you buy a mass amount of land, which is land retailing. You buy a mass amount of land and then you sell in bits over a period of time. But all of those ones actually take a longer duration. But the one we're talking about today is the land banking. What is land banking? If you understand land and you understand banking, you will understand what it means. So, but for me, I'll put it this way. Land banking is a saving strategy in which you could use to secure your money in a short term. I'll say it again. Land banking, if you ask me, it's a saving strategy in which you could use to secure your money while you watch it grow in a short term. Let me explain it further. Now, in land banking, it's just a system whereby you are paying for a particular plot of land, but you do not own the land entirely. You're just having it for a short period of time. I'm trying to explain it in a way that it will not be so confusing. That's why I'm breaking it down in every way that I possibly feel it should work out with. Okay. Let's use this particular part. You come to a real estate company and you say, okay, so I want to key in and this your property with land banking, and this is the amount in which I want or I have for this investment. And then you are given every document that backs up whatever you're keying in with your initial amount or your principal, which happens to be the money in which you're using for the investment. And it will be calculated over a period of time in which it will stay in before you can actually receive the money back. That's whereby the property will come back to buy the property back from you and give you the money depending on the timing in which you agreed upon. So it's just you basically, in all sense, you are acquiring a property, but you do not have the right to do anything on that property. The only thing you have on that property is a backing document, which is legal, because that's what actually you would use to be able to say that this actually is my property, or this is actually my investment. I see it more like a collateral between you and the company. Most times some persons will be like, oh, I don't really understand this land banking. That's what I'm telling you. It is more or less the piece of land in which you're investing in. It's more or less like a collateral you are that binds you, or an agreement that binds you and the company together. Because when you do acquire such, you cannot build on the land. Yeah, you cannot build on the land. So what you're just having is, you're just having the land, and then you're having the papers to back that, okay, this actually is something that my money is tied into. And by the time in which we have agreed upon that, yourself and then the company, then you'll now get your payment. So it's a short time kind of investment whereby your money is secured, your money is safe, and you don't have to wait at the long time to be able to like make your money through receipts. Long time, I mean, whereby you have to buy a piece of land or buy properties, probably in mass form, and then you leave it for a particular period of time, and then you start selling. But you know, even though you're trying to sell, you'll be needing time, because you need time to do your marketing, you need time to do your announcements, you need time to get investors, you need time to get buyers. They say the same thing, and then before you calculate, it might take months or even years before you can actually sell those properties. And most times the way you want to sell the property, the timing may not really be favorable, in the sense that you might want to get this property now, or you have this property and then you want to sell it over a period of time. You would want to have it like increase in value. That would take you actually years of waiting. But with land banking, it's a short-term investment scheme whereby you are keying into a property with your money, and while you sleep, your money is growing. Because like I said, as you are making, as the company is making money, you are making money. It's easy. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It is not a get-rich. I will call it a mini get-rich scheme if you ask me, because it's over a short period of time and you'll be getting your returns. That is just all about land banking. If I would have to explain it in a better way, I would do just that. But with this little, I feel it has actually like passed out the message. So land banking is secured, land banking is safe. Some persons will ask, why would I want to put my money? Why don't I just put my money in the bank? Let's be honest. Strategically proven, real estate is one avenue where you would get your money without even deduction. You can have ₦1 million invested in land banking, right? And within a short period of time, let's say probably 6 months, because most of it ranges from that time, 6 months and above. Let's say 6 months, and then you are getting a whopping 10%, or a whopping 5%, or a whopping 20% on that particular principal in which you use and invest. You won't get this with a bank. And even if you try to go through using cryptocurrency, there are possibilities there will be flop, there will be crash, and then it's better that there is an increase. Because one thing about investments, yes, there are risks, but every investment is actually to to make increase, is to make profits. Just like if you're trying to run a business, the sole aim of running a business is to make profits. Yes, provide a service, make profits, and maximize returns. That is the main objective of running a business. So if you're running a business and then you are not making profits, because there are some businesses you don't have to render services, but your money is still working for you. So your money is a servant, therefore it's still rendering service, right? So what every business backs up or leans on is making profits, giving services, and maximizing returns. So when you're running a business and these three are not in it, then there's a problem. So most of the times you have to go back, check through, and then you withdraw your plans again, and then you work with it. Okay, so like I was trying to say something initially, and I was like, not every business actually renders service. Well, yeah, there are some businesses you don't have to render service. When I talk of rendering service, you can render service probably as in physical, or probably with what you give. Maybe like what I'm doing, I'm rendering service, right? Yeah, but there are some that will have to require my physical strength. But there are some businesses you don't have to render service. If you ask me for, when investing in land banking, you're not rendering service. It's just your money that is rendering the service. So it is still something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So that is it basically. Whenever I talk about investments and everything, I keep saying because it is what I would do, right? For a first-time investor, it is what I would do. I would want to do something that I know it will give me a return. Not in a long time. Although I want a long time, don't get me wrong. You would Probably, okay, take for instance, you want to acquire properties, or you have a project you want to do, and you are a first time investor, right? And then you do not know the ropes around. It would be more advisable for you to team with people who actually has proven in the past strategies that actually worked for them and it brought returns. Or you would work with a system that has been guaranteed to give you a returns, or guaranteed to have given somebody a return. So you work with it. Most first time investors make the mistake of, okay, I believe I can do it. Yes, I know you have to. I always say that before you can be successful, it begins with you here, and then it channels here, right? So, but there are certain things you have to be honest about. Okay, I don't know my field here. I don't know my path here. I don't know how I will work here. So it is not a crime when you're actually leaning on someone who already understands the system, right, with proven track records and can walk you through. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have an idea of what's going, or you are, let's say, a less of a person. Okay, because it is rightly said, when you ask questions, you don't get messy, right? So that's the same way. Now, as a first-time investor, if I want to put myself in the place, like, okay, this is my first time investing. I have this 5 million naira, and then I want to venture. First of all, I must be ready to accept that, okay, this is something that I want to do, and this is something that I am looking at it to be able to give me this. But how can I be able to build this money so that it can really get me the path in which I want to work with, or it can really put me in the place where I know, regardless, my money is safe, my money is secured. I want to be able to make the money in a way that is legit, and I want to be able to like invest it in another place. I would advise every first-time investor to also consider land banking as a source of investment, especially if you're trying to like get a piece of property and then your money is not enough, or let me not say your money, let's say your capital or your investments. Yes, let's put it that way. It's not enough. So if you're trying to grow, it is best you work with schemes that will help you grow. It is best you work with proven strategies that will put you in the limelight. So I would consider you working with land banking. Okay, it is safe, it is secured. I can choose to put my money in the bank, yes, but let's be analytical about this. Even when you put your money in the bank, you might end up putting like $1 million in the bank, and then let's say at the end of the year, you are definitely not going to be having that $1 million left. Well, you will definitely have an increase, but it will not be as it will be with real estate. And though there will be an increase, there will also be deduction. Okay, so instead of allowing the money to just sleep in the bank, why don't you put the money to work for you? That's the only way. We affirm money is my servant. We affirm money comes to me. We affirm money does my biddings. But how do you channel those money is actually what brings us to the part that, okay, this is actually working in the face or in the limelight in which I want it to go. So basically, land banking, that's just it. So some persons, like I said in one of my videos, some persons know it as Landvest. Some persons know it as buyback scheme. It's the same thing. Now, this is just like I explained initially. You are getting this piece of property, right? You're investing this property with this company, and it will be left out for a period of time. Within that time or after that time elapses, you are getting your money. So the company ends up buying back the property from you. That's where that's where the name buyback scheme comes. That's where the name Landvest or land banking, Landvest, buyback scheme, they're all talking about the same thing. So you are getting the property, you are having it, it's just for a short period of time. If you check the life, I said how proven way in which you can make money in real estate in the short term. So this is actually one short term motives in which you can make money using real estate, and which is the land banking or the buyback scheme or the Landvest. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are not entitled to that. I don't want to sound a bit controversial about this, because I have had a question by one of my clients. He was like, okay, let me ask you a question. I was like, go ahead. Are you saying when I pay for this property, right, I cannot do anything on it? And I'm like, no, you can't, because this scheme is open to all, right? We have the minimum in which you could use to invest in land banking is 1 million naira. But now this piece of land in which you are investing in is worth more than 1 million naira. So it can be selling for 5 million at that time, or it could be selling for, let's say, 12 million at that time. But you are investing with just 1 million naira in that property. Or automatically you cannot do anything on that property. You cannot be allocated that property, but they will be given to you a legit and legal documentation to back that yes, you are actually an investor in that particular property. So that is just how it works. When you invest in land banking or Landvest or buyback scheme, you cannot build on the land, right? What you would do is, it's already like an avenue for you. You can't build on it. Just like I explained, if it's selling for 5 million and you're investing in that property for 1 million, there is no how allocation will be given to you. So it's just a way of putting down your money and watching it grow. That's just what land banking is. So if I'm a first-time investor and I am trying to grow my funds, probably, okay, if not just for investments, probably I would say, okay, this particular amount of money, I want to put it like a fixed deposit. Yes, put it that way. Because if you connect land banking or Landvest or buyback scheme with your fixed deposits in the bank, they're the same thing. Why am I saying that the same thing? Because that money is fixed for a period of time. So when you come to invest with land banking, you are saying, okay, I want to have this money put in this company, or I want to have this money put in this property for this period of time. Then after that time has elapsed, you'll be getting your money back, and then your interest. So it's the same thing as a bank. When you put your money in the bank, right, and you open a fixed deposit account, that money, you cannot touch the money. It is yours. Yes, I think this is the best example. The money is yours. The money in the bank is yours. It's in your name. It belongs to you. Your signature backs it up. Your ID card is there. Your BVN covers you. But because you have agreed with the bank that, okay, this money is going to be in this account for this period of time, everything done, settled, signed, sealed, you can't do anything with the money. The money becomes locked, but it's there. You could go through your phone, open your mobile app, you could check through it, and then you are seeing your money, but you cannot access the money. It's the same thing with land banking. So you are investing in the property. You can actually tell that, yes, I invested in this. So unlike the bank, the land banking system will give you a document which involves a contract of sales, right, and a post-dated check. Now that is backing you, saying, okay, this investor actually invested here, and this is proof to show that his investment is legit. But you can't do anything on that land. You cannot do anything on that land. So they are the same thing. If you're joining for the first time, if you just come in, welcome. We're talking about how you can make money using true real estate. So we talked about 3 ways in which you can make money with real estate, which actually involves land development. That is you buying a piece of property, building for commercial purposes, probably for renting or for leasing, or you could do land retailing, which involves you buying a massive amount of land and then selling in bits over a period of time when the price in which you bought has increased over time. Or a land banking, which is actually what we're talking about now, which involves, in due sense, it is you locking in your money as a fixed deposit with a company. I'm putting it this way, as a fixed deposit with a company, and then over the period of time in which it was agreed upon, you get your money back and then you get your returns. Okay, so and for you to be able to do this, when you have keyed into this, you'll be given, like I said, 2 documents to back you up. You'll be given a contract of sales, which is legally recognized, and then you'll be given a post-dated check. Now, this is just to make it open to let the investors know that your investment is legit. Your investment is not lost. It's not gone. It's not like cryptocurrency that once you invest, you start looking for when there is a dip, your money drips and then it bleeds. But this one is just showing that, okay, this is here. Wherever it is being contested about, you can actually show this to them. And then the post-dated check will be given as well to the investor, which will carry your details, and it will carry the amount in which you invested in, and it will also be containing the total amount in which you have to receive, which involves or which includes your principal, which is the money in which you invest with, and then your interests. You'll be given a post-dated check. Let's say, for example, you agree with a company that, okay, I want this money to be locked in for 6 months, because that's the minimum time, 6 months, and then everything by 6 months you're getting like a 20%. It will be added to the principal, and then a post-dated check that contains the total amount, which is 1.2 million, will be issued to you. So you know you cannot cash the money immediately. It will have to take a period of time. But because it is a legit scheme, and because it is something that anybody can do, some investors tend to ask for an upfront payment. Okay, probably like I used the 1 million and then the 6 months, they want like an upfront payment of that and total amount. Yes, the company can actually like release that amount of money, but it is after like 6 weeks. After 6 weeks of your initiating the investment. So land banking, it is safe, it is secure, and if you were to ask me why should I use land banking, number one, I will tell you it is safe. It is very safe. Real estate has proven over time for increase. Real estate is one form of investment that never depreciates. So it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where, it appreciates. Where okay, for my company, right, we last year, October, November, we launched certain estates, right? I'm talking of the Oriadi estate, which you may have seen my video. I'm talking about the Pineapples estate, which you would also have seen the video. And I'm talking about some estates we have at Asaba, Delta, and we have in Aba, and even in Abuja. Right now, most of these estates, let me use the Pineapple estate for example. Now, the Pineapple estate at the time of launching was being sold for 900,000 naira. Right, and then you pay for your documentation and then your development fee, which is the sum of 600,000, which is 300,000 each. So it makes a total of 1.5 million. This was actually launched last year, October. Yes, last year, October. But this February, that same land has increased, or will be increasing by January 15th to 1.2 million. That's for the land alone. Now imagine from 900 to 1.2, that's an additional 3,300,000 that makes it up. So what I'm trying to say in due sense is real estate has proven over time that it only appreciates, it never grows, right? And real estate is a retention of wealth creation. So it is something you could actually use to secure your wealth, retain your wealth, grow your wealth, maintain your wealth, right? And even preserve it for future purpose. So that is just one thing about it. So I would consider, I would advise you as a first-time investor or anybody, try land banking. If you are trying to get money within a short period of time, maybe you want to save up, or you just want your money to work for you for a short period. You don't have to go through the hassle of, trying to get buyers, trying to get investors, trying to get this. So that's investment in which you do, and depending on the time frame, you are definitely getting your money back. And if you ask me again, aside real estate, if you try to save that money in bank, you will get deductions, right? Real estate it increase as regardless of the increase in value, your investment as well increases. If you decide to lock up the money in the bank, it is secured as well, trust me, but you will definitely be getting deductions, because there will be deductions for VAT, there will be deductions for cash and card maintenance, there will be deductions for your yearly quota, a whole lot of deductions. Okay, so but with land banking, there are no deductions, so there is no hidden charges. The only charge that you only see is where they will be charged for you is if you breach the contracts, if you breach the agreement, because for the documentation to be made or to be done, sign and sealed, there was an agreement between you and my company, or you and whichever company you want to partner with, right? And then your agreement was, okay, within 6 months I would want my money back, right? And then everything was agreed upon, 6 months signed and stamped, and then the document was prepared. But let's say at 4 months you're like, okay, I really need this money now, I want to do this XYZ. You will definitely get your money, but you will not be getting the total amount in which you were supposed to get if it was to get to 6 months. So there will be a reduction. That is the only time you get a reduction. But if you do not breach the agreement, you won't be getting any reduction. So it's just an easy peasy deal. There are no hidden charges. And then if you ask me, it doesn't liquidate. Like I still say, real estate won't liquidate you. It will only do if you buy a property that has issues. That's where your real estate, your money or your investment liquidates. If you buy properties that have issues, probably you buy properties that actually tampers with where the government wants to construct something, or probably tampers with documentation. You may buy a property and then the documentation is faulty. If you have a faulty documentation, I'm sorry, your investment is already shaky. Okay, so when there is a poor documentation on a particular property you're buying, or probably it interferes with whatever the government wants to do in the future, then there will be problem. That's where you get liquidated. Okay, but how will I know? How will I know if a property is actually not within what the government wants to do? First and foremost, you must understand that as long as you're in Lagos State, wherever state you are, as long as you're in that state, every land belongs to the government. So the only way you can actually secure yourself is getting proper documentation. Probably you would go for a governor's consent, you'll go for a CFO, you'll go for excision of gazettes, depending on the documentation. But just have it at the back of your mind that every property belongs to the government, and most of the properties that are being sold by realtors or by real estate companies, they are properties that were legally collected or legally assigned by the government to them. So the government is actually aware of that. The papers are there to prove everything, and then there is no mishap. So as long as there is no encroachment on the particular property you are like investing in, there is no how you get liquidated. I said in my last life, try to befriend the surveyor. Yeah, surveyors will help you. Why I'm saying they will help you is they will help you check over time if there is something on the property that you need to be aware of and all that. So they are good friends to stay with. Yes, befriend good realtors. Can't befriend me, I'm a realtor. But I am just telling you what I believe would help you. So one thing you will know is it appreciates, there is no hidden charges, it is safe, it is secured. And if you are looking for a short term, I said we are just in February, and then probably you want to have a save up maybe for travels, for children's school fees, or maybe you want to invest for probably you want to get more properties. I would advise you to do land banking. Yeah, because as you're sleeping, your money is growing. As the company is making money, you're making money. And for this, okay, if you want to ask me, so how does it run, right? So I'm going to use we right now because I'm talking about myself and I'm talking about my company. So we have this scheme where we call it runs for a period of time, starting from 6 months to 12 months. Yes, it starts from 6 months to 12 months. So you can decide to say, okay, I want to do this investment for 6 months, or I want to do it for 12 months, right? And the minimum in which we that is your minimum investment fee is 1 million naira. So within 6 months, you'll be getting 20% increase. Within 12 months, you'll be getting 45% increase. So once you work with it, once it is what you want, right? Everything, like I said, will be agreed by both parties, and then you'll be given all necessary documentation to back it up. And once it gets to the time in which your timing upon agreement has come, the company in turns buys back and pay you in cash. So it is safe, it is secure. It is not something you would do and then you'll go to sleep. A lot of persons are actually taking advantage of this, even not just in Nigeria, even in diaspora. Some persons use that just like a save-up fund. Yes, I have a client that said, oh, I'm going to use it like a save-up fund. Instead of me, putting my money in the bank, let me just put it here with you. And then it goes there, and that's how it works. So land banking is safe, land banking is secured, and land banking is another way to grow your money. So as you sleep, your money is not sleeping, your money is working. And like we manifest and we always say, money is my servant, money works for me. But how do you put that money determines how it works for you. So if you're looking for a short-term way to make money, this is one. In case you have questions and in case you want to reach out to me, please feel free. You can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, or you can just send me a message through my number, which I'll drop below the comment section of this particular live, so that you could ask questions. And if you want to check our properties, we have properties available in which you could, key in probably by buying or maybe land banking. So we have properties in Lagos, we have properties in Delta State, we have properties in Abuja, we have properties in Aba, right? We have properties in Ibadan, we have properties in Ogun State. Now, every property in which I bring out here to give to you are properties that are free from external control. So these are properties that you will buy and then you go to sleep. I don't just sell land, I don't just sell property, I sell peace of mind. Yes, because when you buy a property and then you have peace, why don't you come back for more? So I sell peace of mind, not just the land and then the property. We have an estate in Ikorodu, which is selling for 900, like I talked about the pineapples. It will be increasing. It will be by sorry about that. It will be increasing by this February after Valentine's. So in the spirit of Valentine's, we are actually leaving an extension for every investor who wants to key into any of our properties. By February 15th, our estate in Ikorodu, which is the pineapples estate, to be selling for 1.2 million instead of 900. And also we have properties in Aba and in Asaba. Now these are properties we launched last year. So, but the properties are increased. We had the one in Aba was selling for 1,750,000 naira, but currently it is selling for 3 million. Yeah, it's currently selling for 3 million. So all of our properties tend to increase within a short period of time. They are safe, they are secure, good backends. Most of our properties comes with a CFO title, some comes with a governance concept, right? And it is something that when you invest in, your investment definitely. So in case you want to get properties, probably for agriculture or for industrial or for commercial or maybe for residential, yes, you could send me a message, then I will walk you through. And also if you want to go through the land banking, you can as well send me a message, and probably you want me to explain further, please feel free to ask questions. That is why I'm here. I am here to answer your questions. So when you ask questions, I'll be able to put you through, and then you can work with what works for you. And that is all. There are no charges to it. I am always open to you. You could send me a message, like I said, on Messenger, or I would drop my WhatsApp number, and then I would be able to attend to your question. So if you are thinking of anything to do, and like I said, first time investor or anybody, you could do it. You don't have to be an investor. You can just decide to be a student and you have the money lying in your account. Why don't you invest in land banking and then you watch your money grow while you use the interest, and then you invest it again? Or you leave it for just like 12 months and then you invest it. There is no minimum, there is no maximum limit, right? But the minimum in which you could invest in is 1 million naira. Yes, 1 million naira is the minimum in which you can invest with. So you can decide to invest with like 5 million, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500 million. It all depends on your own your own package, and it all depends on how you can carry. But the minimum in which you could do so is actually by with 1 million naira. But if you say, okay, I don't have the 1 million, but I want to buy a property, please feel free. We also have properties less than 1 million, but they'll be increasing by February 15th. So I look forward to getting your questions, and I look forward to attending to you. Until then, thank you for being part of this life. Whenever you join, you help me grow, and as I'm explaining to you, I am also learning more. I wish you a wonderful Tuesday. Have a blessed day and be good.